kind of at a point in the project where you probably already can get yourself to. Painting this front bumper, and I'm painting it so that it's going to be the same color as what I've chosen for the side skirts and the rear bumper. So today I'm just going to go ahead and paint this one. So first of all, I cleaned it really well with degreaser and hot soapy water, Dawn dish soap, to get all the grease and bug guts and any waxes and stuff like that. And then I went ahead and I scuffed it with 400 grit in all the places that I want to get paint. I'm not painting this area here. I'm gonna keep it that color. I like that color as a contrast, but just on those ribs. So 400 wet dry or wet sandpaper, and I sanded it down to scuff it. Now I'm taping off the lights where I don't want paint to hit, and you'll see that I'll come back here and I'll cut with a razor blade any of this overlap so that that light doesn't get paint on it. Now I'll tape all of this off, and then I'll wipe it all down with denatured alcohol. And just regular old denatured alcohol you can pick up at any box store. Tack cloth. I don't need to prime it, okay, because it didn't go down to bare plastic or anything. The only place it touched any primer is here. Okay, that primer's still good, so I don't need to do that. I did scuff behind here because I am going to paint behind the license plate bracket. Then I'll mask all of this off, wipe it down with denatured alcohol, and then I can start putting on a dust coat and a couple more coats of the primary color, followed by 2 coats or one can, whatever I've got in a fresh can of 2K top coat, clear coat, and but that's the process that we're doing today on the Project 93 Lexus LS400. So if you can want to, this is what the sides look like after they've been done with that color. And the back bumper was done most recently, and it turned out pretty well. And follows it through. So that'll be the last of that trim that's being painted that smoke gray. All right, so it's just a Krylon smoke gray with a 2K clear coat. Works really well. I'll turn it back on. It's taped off, so I'm going to tape off from the chrome trim up so that I don't get overspray there. And then I'm going to pull the car in a few feet into the garage because there's a breeze out. So I'm going to pull it a few feet into the garage and make sure that there's something covering the bike so it doesn't get sprayed on. And my garage is messy. Yours probably is too, so join the club. And I'll get this taped off, and we'll go from there. It's taped off, and this is going to give the plastic a place to be taped as well. And then whatever the plastic doesn't cover, I'll put painter's paper down. And you can see, I'm not real worried about stuff because everything above the pinstripe is going to be painted because of the condition of the paint. I went and compounded and polished, and the paint's just 30 years old, so you're not going to get these spots out with compound and polish. It needs to be repainted, and it's not plastic up over this. I'll center it, I'll put it on and tape it down, and then I'll get the paper down. At that point we can wipe it down. I can wipe it down with alcohol, tack cloth it, and shoot the first little bit of gray. So here is the taped off. Now when I spray, I'll spray the inside from this direction, and then I'll probably only come past, when I'm spraying, maybe that far. Those wheels, those tires are all dry rotted, so they're gonna get replaced. I'm not worried about overspray. These rims are going to be, have all the paint stripped or the clear coat stripped, and then they're going to be cleaned up, filled in, and painted. So again, I'm not worried about any overspray on that. Shouldn't get any overspray as far as over there, because of the way the wind is blowing today. And I may or may not need to pull this into the garage. I might just shoot it right here. So you can see how I've got it taped off. All right. And this is just a great big contractor's trash bag that I've cut open. And I can use it multiple times. I have used it multiple times. So I try to be frugal, keep the things that you've got. Everything that I do is build budget minded. You know, I don't have an unlimited bank account to throw at. If I did, I would have bought one that's not a project probably. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'll get the paint warmed up. I'm gonna probably pull that in a few feet, just because it's really breezy. But the next time you see it, we'll be ready to put a first coat of paint on it. And like I said, I'm gonna get that can of paint in some warm water for about 5 minutes, let that heat up, and then shake the bejesus out of it. So I'll catch you back on Ricky Tape. All right, I want to give you a quick materials list, I guess. So everything is washed with, like I said, everything is washed with some sort of degreaser, then soap and water. You know, I brushed it all down, then soap and water, and then I tape it off with just some painter's tape. No big deal. Some painter's tape. We've got some denatured alcohol to wipe it all down with. Just a pile of microfiber towels. Tack cloth to use before your first coat, and then between each coat of your color. Assortment of 400 grit, mostly is what all I need for primer and paint, and 400 grit wet sandpaper. I'm using a Krylon Color Master Cover Max paint and primer. It's a light smoke gray gloss, and then I'm using the 2K Clear Glamour clear coat. All right, it's a 2-part, and you will need a respirator for that, even if you're shooting it outside. And that's the project. So it's not got a lot of moving parts. It's just a matter of taking your time and trying to do it correctly. So hot water for about 5 minutes to warm that product up, so that it reduces orange peel, supposedly. But it does help it come out of the tip in a better pattern. So I've always done that as well when I shot at the house. All right, I'll kick it back on here in a few minutes when we put our first little spray. It's been shaked for 2 minutes after being in its warm water bath for a little over 5. You know, get that ball in around the bottom of those paint solids will settle, and then we're going to shoot a real light dust coat. The first coat's going to be real light, so it's just going to be just like that. All right, that's all I'm going to do for the whole first coat, and then let it sit 5 minutes and come back and put the second coat on. What I forgot to do, and I'm fixing to do right now, is run that tack cloth over this bumper real quick. All right, and then in between each coat, additional coat of color, use that tack cloth. The primary color through that first layer. All right, it's just to get that paint to stick, so that your next layers have more to stick to. Okay, that's all it is. It's a simple dusting. Don't put it on too thick. Right, so it's been 10 minutes. It's been 5 minutes between coats. I need to go ahead and wipe it down real quick with a tack cloth again. It's something that it needs to be done, so don't forget to do it. All right, once you wipe that down, then you can come back and start spraying your next coat. All right, it's time to spray that next coat. Because I'm holding this, I'm just gonna shoot this one little area and then I'll come back when the whole thing's been shot. But so before, you know, for me that's about 8 inches. So you're shooting 6 to 8 inches each time. So it's just a start over here and come in. Just like that. All right, I'll show you when the next coat's all. All right, this is after that second coat. It was a light to medium coat. You can see it's pretty much covered everything. So what I'll do is I'll put one more coat on it. All right, so it's time to start applying the 2K clear coat. All right, I am first of all, the water makes the label come off. So, but you shake it for 2 minutes, take the red cap off, stick it on the bottom, push it through that plunger. That puts the two parts together. Then you shake it for another 2 minutes, and it's ready to use. I need to get my respirator and shake this thing. So that's how that works. This is the filter. The filter. This is the respirator that I use. It's a 3M. The filter is a 3M 6001. That's an organic vapor, so it will stop the product that's coming through here. It is called isocyanates. They will cause cancer. They're bad for your lungs. You definitely want to have a good quality respirator to, even if you're shooting outside like I am now, get this stuff and keep it out of your lungs. All right, so I'll put this on. I've shaken the can. I've put the top in, the bottom. I've put the two parts together. I've shaken the can again. So I'm gonna let the wind die down a little bit. And I'm lucky I can hear the wind blowing before it picks up, so I can kind of time it. The first coat will be a light to medium coat. 15 minutes later, I'll put another medium coat. 15 minutes after that, I'll put a final coat. All right, so this is after the first pass, but I literally had the nozzle probably 3 inches and did it quick, you know, with a 50% overlap like that. And it should look wet. All right, so not too much, and then I'll come back in 15 minutes and do another coat. All right, and you do have to hold it a little closer and go a little slower, and it's going to be a little thicker, but you want to get this clear coat on and have it look glassy. All right, and then it goes back in the water between coats. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. As you can see, I shot this a lot closer than with the paint. You can get significantly closer with the clear coat. And remember, you're not going to use a tack cloth between coats of the clear. You're going to just wait for this wind to die down. Okay, so you can see, well, you can see that it's got orange peel. The only way you're gonna not have orange peel is to go to a professional and have a paint booth professional shoot you a expensive, well done paint job. You can get clear coat, you can get the orange peel out with sanding and buffing and compounding and polishing, but you're going to have orange peel, right? When I shot professionally for the military, we had all sorts of additives to our paint to help decrease orange peel. Okay, we had expensive guns, we had expensive paint, we had additives for orange peel specifically. We had the best booths, we had the proper airflow. Okay, I'm shooting rattle can outside in the wind. I am not upset with having orange peel. So this is the first coat. I'm fixing to shoot the second one, and then in 15 minutes I'll shoot the third and final one. This one will be a little bit heavier, and we'll go from there. All right, this is after the second. This is after the second of the clear coats. You can see that it's significantly shinier, wetter. The orange peel isn't as predominant, but it's windy. It's windy. I'm outside. I'm spraying paint out of a rattle can. I'm painting a project vehicle that I want to, what I call parking lot pretty. As someone walks by, they'll say, oh wow, that's a 30-year-old Lexus LS400, and it looks pretty damn good. Is it a show car? It's not a show car. I'm not gonna make it a show car. I don't plan on making it a show car. It's not a show car. If it was a show car, I would pay somebody $5,000 and they would shoot it and they would give it back to me and it would be perfect. That's not what we're shooting today, okay? So have realistic goals, I guess is what I'm saying. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you're gonna shoot a paint booth project in your driveway with a rattle can. It's not gonna happen. Just be okay with that, you know? It's for you. It's for you. You're gonna look at it and you're gonna say, I did that, I'm happy with that, I'm excited, and I keep getting better and better. So, second coat of the top coat, clear coat, is on. 15 minutes from now, I'll come and I'll shoot the rest of it that's in the can so that I don't waste the can. And then I'll wait another little while and pull all the tape off and stuff. This is after the third of the clear coat. You're not going to see a lot of difference moving forward in how shiny it is. It is what it is at this point. Now we're just building layers. I probably got another coat in the can. And this can, you know, since it's a two-part, it's not going to, it doesn't last. You know, some people say you get a couple days. I don't want to chance it. There's no point in wasting it. So I'll shoot it until it's gone, or at least another coat. And then if it's light, I'll pitch it. But they're 20 bucks a can, so it's not like they're cheap. So you don't want to waste it. There's a real reason not to use it. I'm gonna let maybe 20 minutes go by to let this one really pretty much dry and put that last coat on. I don't have any sags in it right now, so I'm not gonna go all rambunctious and shoot it too quick. So we'll go another 20 minutes and then come back and shoot the last of the can, and then I'll take another video of unwrapping it up. All right, cool. Shoot a fourth, I've decided not to shoot a fourth layer of clear coat. It's getting towards the bottom of the can. I probably could have gotten another coat out, but here's the thing. If it starts sputtering, then I got spit and clear coat. If it starts, I wait too long and I get a run, then I don't have any more clear coat if I need to fix it. There's really nothing more I could benefit from having another layer of clear coat. It could be thicker, so if I wanted to come back with some 1500, 2000 grit wet sandpaper and try to sand out any orange peel, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I'm going to leave it the way it is. So one little thing, you hear some of these people talking about how to pull off, and you pull it to where it's, you know, they say you pull it this way, but I don't want to pull the paint off of itself. So I'm going to pull it at an angle and let it ball up and pull it off. And then I'll shoot a couple of pictures of it when it's... And now I'm not going to pull this off for another hour, because that's actually really close to the paint. I'm going to let that clear coat and that paint harden up an hour, maybe even longer. But I can take it off of up here without too much worry. All right, I'll cut it back on when I get it all the masking off.